Welcome to Circuit de Navarra for the opening round of the 2024 Bennetts British Superbike Championship, and we have an all-Yamaha front row for the first race of the year here in northern Spain. Starting third for the Guerrilla Yamaha racing team, it is Kyle Ryland. Kyle, you've been fast all weekend, but you're saying that the conditions have changed slightly since testing, and obviously the pressure of this Omologato Superpole is somewhat different from an open pit lane test. Talk us how you approached it, please.
Yeah, the approach was all going sweet. The heart rate was down. I felt like I was chilled out and ready to do a good job. I mean, it's not a bad job anyway in third, but I felt like I could do a little bit better. But yeah, the red flag come out. Suddenly my heart rate went from about 120 to 160 without even getting on my bike. And yeah, fair play to Danny. He was the first one out, and obviously the first sector of this track's very fast, as most people know and seen already now. So yeah, tipping into turn one is not easy. I'm sure Danny's team said the same. Obviously, if it was not safe, they'd have pulled in and we'd have all been able to do something. But yeah, it'd have been nice not to have the red flag. But apart from that, I'm very pleased with third. The job today was to get on the front row. I wasn't pleased with my lap, but apart from that, everything was good.
For something in particular, was there a certain section where you felt like you maybe lost a bit compared to everybody else?
First sector was pretty solid. Turn 5 into 6, with the new tyres, I felt like I had a lot of grip. Stupidly, I opened the throttle way too early because I got more grip, and I missed the right-hander. So I'd already known I'd lost a tenth or two there. I tried to make it all back at the end of the back straight, and obviously ran wide, because that's what happens when you try and take another 10 metres out. But yeah, I was happy to finish the lap. I didn't touch the green for once, and yeah, I'm on the front row.
Congratulations,
Thank
Carl.
you.
Moving on to Ryan Vickers, he starts second for OMG Guerrilla Yamaha Racing. Ryan, you were fastest in the session earlier on today. When you came up earlier, you were looking at the laps over the onboard cameras. A couple of areas where you made a mistake. Talk us through it, because it's been close between the Yamahas all weekend so far, and there was so little between you.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, around here, it's, I think Danny mentioned it on the stage, you know, like if you actually try for a lap time, you normally end up going slower. And when I was commenting on that lap I did this morning, it's quick enough to put me quickest, but, you know, it wasn't a great lap when you actually analysed it, and missing the apex by a foot on one of these tight hairpin first gear corners is probably 4 foot on the exit, and it just changes the point of when you can get on the gas by meters, you know. So it's easy to lose a lot of time by making a small mistake. So my goal with that Superpole lap was just to try and do what I've done through testing. You know, we've done a lot of mid-36s, and try and just extract a little bit more time out of the new tyre to try and give me that little bit more than what I've had in testing, but not without doing anything stupid, not braking any later, not trying to set the world on fire kind of thing. And that's what I did, really. I just hit my marks. It was a pretty clean lap. I missed the apex at turn 13 by about 2 or 3 foot, which lost me maybe a couple of tenths. But the rest of the lap was really clean, and it was good enough to put me on the front row. So we've got to be really happy. The team have given me an amazing bike, and they've improved the setup a lot through the winter, and I feel like we've got a lot better bike now. So really, really happy.
And during the test, there was quite a lot of people asking us what the difference between bikes 1 and 2 were that you had for testing. Can you perhaps explain that a little bit, because so many people have been asking us?
Yeah, so there was 2 different setup configurations completely from year to year, from our last year's bike to this new bike, where we basically, it started further apart between bike 1 and bike 2, but then after we finished the Donington test, we had confirmed a lot of things, and then we turned up in Spain and added that to the second bike, so then that was another thing ticked off the list. And basically, the last day of testing, there was 1 item on the bike that we were back-to-back testing. The rest of the bike was built to an identical specification. So it's got smaller, the difference between the 2 bikes, but it just allowed us to get through so many more items and also do real good back-to-back testing, because if you're changing a swinging arm mid-session, it could take 45, 50 minutes, you know, and it's a big job for the guys, so they can already have it built up on a bike, and then you go out, test it, go out back out on the other bike, do another 5 laps, and then whatever. So you get a real good comparison.
Thank you, Ron, and congratulations on the front row.
Cheers.
And taking the first Omologato pole position of the season, of course, the first one for Bennetts British Superbikes here at Circuit de Navarra. For McCam's Racing Yamaha, it's Danny Kench. Danny, on the way up here, you said you'd never had a front row at all. So talk us through the emotion of getting your first front row and with it the Omologato pole position, please.
Yeah, over the moon. Leading up to it, I was really nervous. Obviously, the rider before me was Tommy Bridewell, and then I'm seeing on the TV with all the smoke. In the back of my mind, I was going through Sector 1, hoping that there was no oil on track. But overall, no, like throughout the 2 days testing that we did here, me and the team, we stuck to the plan. We wasn't really going for lap times. We were just making changes and understanding, sort of like trying to do our homework for the rest of the year, really. So if we come across to another track and we've got a problem, we sort of know what direction to go in, kind of thing. But no, my lap, I'm fairly happy with the lap. Over the last few days, I've had a few laps cancelled on the exit of turn 4, so I tipped into turn 3 a little bit later than what I have been all weekend. Then the wind was quite a big factor, really. It's changed dramatically since this morning. I noticed it through turns 5 and 6, especially the second part. You get a lot of side wind, and it sort of lifted my front. Then I lost the weight, came off my front tyre. Then I got on the gas. The rear came round on me, and you get put in quite a tricky position, really, because like Ryan said, it's so easy to try and make up all your lap time on corner entry. It's sort of like go in slow and out fast, but then you got to go and do one Superpole lap. So no, over the moon to get my first front row pole position. Massive thank you to McCann's Racing by Martrain. They've done a mega job, and we've put ourselves in the best position for a great race tomorrow.
That's great, and congratulations, Danny.
Thank you.